Alright, Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle elders of the great millstone who rule well and teach well, and honors to you brothers who are bringing out this word in sincerity and in faith. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, Brakathum. Okay, to you, you hopeful elect of Israel. So this is going to be a quick video, and they have found a scroll, right, which has the name of who the world ignorantly calls God, but it's in the Paleo Hebrew. Okay, so I'm just gonna go scroll up to the top, and hopefully this video that they had will play.
Off is getting dressed. For years, we chased after antiquities looters. We finally decided to preempt the thieves and try reaching the artifacts before they're removed from the ground and the caves. The high cliffs of 300 to 400 meters in a single drop, with these enigmatic ravines that no one reaches, were the ultimate haven. And in one period of human history, families fled to the caves in the Judean desert, and we really don't know anything else. Therefore, it's of paramount importance.
They planned what they will be taking from home ahead of time, what they will need to have with them when one day the war will be finished, what they will be able to use to build a new life. We come here and reconstruct the life of those who didn't survive in the end.
To enter the first time a cave in which Bar Kokhba's fighters sat, to know that you're the first to come in there since then, it blows your mind.
Amir from the cave, you hear me?
I hear you.
Come quickly, we've discovered amazing things.
Really? What'd you find?
Parchment fragments. It's amazing here.
We found approximately 20 parchment fragments with Greek writing.
We're excavating fragments that no human hand has touched in 2,000 years, and presto, they have landed on our desk. The fragments found are part of the biblical composition of the 12 prophets, books found in the Hebrew Bible.
We're excavating in the Cave of Horror, and we uncovered a skull and skeleton in an exceptional state of preservation. This is the body of a boy or a girl. You can tell by the length of the legs, which are very short. You can even see the remnants of hair and a bit of skin.
What's amazing is that we're not dealing with just a skeleton, but essentially with a mummy that was buried this way over 6,000 years ago. Whoever buried this mummy wrapped it in cloth like a blanket from the sides, and that is how we found it.
There's a huge basket there. A complete basket, round. The basket before us is 10,000 years old. Even today, we have very few complete baskets, and this is one of the biggest, and it is exquisitely beautiful. It will apparently teach us other things about the people who settled here in this cave.
The Israel Antiquities Authority considers it important to bring youth before their army service here to dig for the artifacts with their own hands.
I'm very happy to be here. I feel that this way I connect to our heritage, to our history, to the nation. It's something you always see in museums, and then you are the one who's contributing to the process, so it's cool.
We are responsible for the security of these cultural assets, for ensuring that they reach the right places in the right way. From now on and for centuries to come, if someone will want to ask a question, they'll know where to look.
Alright, most of those people right there, those are Edomites. If you just looking at them. Now, of course, you know, a couple of them could have been actual Israelites, or, you know, none of them could have been Israelites, man. But from what I'm just, you know, peeping with their spirit, man, those are Edomites, man. Alright, so it says, New Dead Sea Scroll fragments, world's oldest basket found in desert cave. Alright, so these are some of the fragments here. And I believe that the Dead Sea Scrolls were written on like a lamb skin. Alright, it says 6,000-year-old skeleton, right, found in Judean desert. That is first such discovery since the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in 1947 and early 1950s. So they found even more. It says some 1,900 years ago, Jewish refugees, and no, that not Jewish refugees, Israelites, okay, fleeing the Romans, okay, Edomites, made their way to the Judean desert. Among the belongings they carried with them were scrolls featuring the biblical books of Zechariah and Nahum. 2 millennia later, fragments of those texts have reemerged. Okay, I played the video. It is the first such discovery since the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in 1947 in the early 50s. The inhospitable environment was considered a safe haven as the war between the Roman Empire and the Judean rebels, led by Shimon bar Kokhba, raged around 130 CE. Jews found shelter in the caves and brought what they thought they needed for their new life. In recent decades, the caves have been targeted by looters eager to find artifacts to sell on the private market. For this reason, a few years ago, the IAA, in cooperation with the Civil Administration's Archaeology Department, launched a rescue operation to survey all the caves in the area. But really, ultimately, those quote-unquote looters, they weren't looters. They were just paid, okay, by devils to go and find these artifacts, so that when they were found, okay, they were tipped off. Okay, we found something over here, and you know the rest. And that's why it says in the scriptures, thou art wiser than Daniel, because only you damn devils can go all the way out in the middle of the Judean desert and find the Dead Sea Scrolls, man. Jake ain't gonna do that. And plus, Jake don't have the resources or the time to do that. Jake working, Jake working from sun up to sundown. He don't have time for that, man. That's why you saw them damn Edomites. You saw them, and they're saying that this is part of their heritage. No, their heritage is being in chains, man. All right, but anyways, the findings, which include not only the biblical fragments, but also dozens of artifacts dating back as early as 10,000 years ago, have been astounding. More than 80 fragments of different sizes have been uncovered, some of them carrying text, some not. Alright. It says that by the time it was brought to the cave, the scroll was already a century old. It says the researchers ascertained that the artifacts matched other fragments uncovered several decades ago and preserved in an IAA laboratory. They belong to a scroll featuring the biblical book of Zechariah, written in Greek, except for God's name, which was marked in Paleo Hebrew. And how do you say God's name in Paleo Hebrew? Yahweh, He is. He exists, He to be, okay? Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem HaRakakwadash. Okay, the name of who you ignorantly call God, His Son, and the Holy Spirit, man. Okay, so that's something that was found. And then look right here what they say. This was probably a way to show the importance of the name of God. And women say, yeah, man, so the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is very important. And you see, these damn devils, they know that. That's why it says in the scriptures that the name of the Most High is dreadful among the heathen. Okay, because they were freaked out. Look, you see a text written in Greek, and then you see Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's name right there in the Paleo Hebrew. It says the new discovery is particularly groundbreaking because one of the excerpts that was deciphered presents a version of Zechariah that was never encountered before, he said. Verses 16 and 17 of the 8th chapter of Zechariah read, "These are the things you are to do. Speak the truth to one another, render true and perfect justice in your gates, and do not contrive evil against one another, and do not love perjury, because all those are things that I hate, declares the Lord," which is what all you damn devils do. You contriving evil, okay? You committing perjury, you damn liars. Alright, and you don't speak the truth, you speaking lies. Okay, so and ultimately when Zechariah is talking, he's talking about how the hopeful elect should be treating each other. And the only way you can be the hopeful elect is if you're of Israel. So hopeful elect is of Israel, speak the truth to one of another. Slakia, speak the truth to one another. Hopeful elect of Israel, render true and perfect justice in your gates. Hopeful elect of Israel, do not contrive evil against one another. Hopeful elect of Israel, do not love perjury, because all those are things that I hate. Alright, you damn devils, you are the personification of all that, of perjury, of contriving evil, alright, of being false. That's y'all, man. It says and see, that's why your ass went all the way to the desert to dig this up, talking about this is you. This ain't speaking about you. It's speaking about the hopeful elect of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you speckled birds out there, those of you who look like unto the other nations, and your line actually goes back to the children of Israel. Alright, it says in the fragment the word gates is replaced by the word streets. We had never seen this before. There E go rappelling his red ass down. It says it is not uncommon for texts appearing on the Dead Sea Scrolls to be different than the biblical text we know today. Scholars rely on these differences to understand more about how the canonized version of the Bible developed. In this manuscript, we can see the effort of the translators to remain closer to the original Hebrew compared to what happened with the Septuagint. Beatriz Riestra of the IA Dead Sea Scrolls unit said, referring to the earliest Greek translation of the Bible from the 1st century BCE. So, you know, the Bible was written in Hebrew and it was translated into Greek, you know. And ultimately it was translated into Greek for those Gentiles, which were other Israelites, for them to understand. You know, that's why it was translated into English to reach us here today. If the word was just in Paleo Hebrew, okay, and you don't learn Paleo Hebrew, they try to act like Paleo Hebrew don't exist. So if the Lord hadn't translated it into basically every language, you can find a Bible with Cantonese, Japanese. You can find any text, right? Any language text of the Bible, man. And the Lord did that. The Lord did that. Right? Because if we all spoke one language, this devil could just hide every damn thing, man. Okay, it says, it's like the practice of leaving God's name in Hebrew was already found in other Dead Sea Scroll fragments. All right, so you already have the name of Yahweh there, as well as in several manuscripts from more recent periods from the Cairo Geniza, a collection of hundreds of thousands of documents kept in the storeroom of a synagogue in the Egyptian capital, she said. Together with the manuscript, the archaeologists found several coins minted by the Jewish rebels under Bar Kokhba's leadership, carrying the writing, year one for the redemption of Israel. It It says the bronze coin features a palm tree and a vine leaf, which you know who that is, man. That's Israel. It says the palm tree had become the quintessential symbol of Judea. The Romans themselves put the symbol also on their Judea capta coins. Alright, it says about half of the area remains to be explored. So shit, that's more like 70%, man. Alright, so yeah, parchment, which I believe that parchment paper, how it's made is with lambskin. You have to do a very difficult process to create that lambskin. I was watching a video about that last week. It says wood textiles in human or animal bodies usually do not last that long. However, the exceptionally dry climate of the Judean desert preserved thousands of remains to this day. And ultimately, it was Yahweh Qam Yahsharahla, right? So now talking about resources must be allocated for the completion of this historically important operation. See, that just sounds like something that an Edomite would say. And it says, we must ensure that we recover all the data that has not yet been discovered in the caves before the robbers do. Some things are beyond value. You the damn robbers. Devils? They're talking about hundreds of thousands of years ago. Yeah, you the damn devil. Esau, Edom. Alright, so I'm just going to read Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6 down to, I believe, about 8. So this is the book of Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. Alright. For he that cometh to Yahweh Qam Yahsharahla must believe that he is. So yeah, that's his name. He is. You must believe that he is. Okay? You must believe that he is Yahweh. Okay? It says, okay, and so he is that he is, you know. You must believe that he is. You must believe that he exists. Okay? He to be, he is. It says, and that he is, so once again, there you go, and that he is, so you can put, so instead of putting he is right there, you can put Yahweh, right? So let's read that again. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 6. Salakia. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is. And you can even say that Yahweh. Alright? Let's go back once again, man. Hebrews 11 and 6. Without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that Yahweh. And that Yahweh, a rewarder of them, is Salakia. And that Yahweh is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Okay? And how do you seek him? Through his son. That's the mediator. So you can put he is, you can basically put the name of the Heavenly Father right there. Because he exists. He's the one who's causing all these different things to happen. You know, he puts a spirit on us. He puts the spirit on us to send these transmissions out to whoever receives them. You know, it don't matter whether whether one person receives it, 100 people receive it, 100,000. You know, the Lord is gonna have whoever gets the message get the message, man. It says, by faith Noah, being warned of Yahweh of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Alright, so the Most High is righteous. Okay, and he became heir. So, you know, he was an Israelite before there was such thing as the word Israelite. Alright, because it says heir of the righteousness. That's basically Israel, Yahsharahla. He is a prince of the power. Right? He is an heir of righteousness. Okay? And I bet, you know, if you look up that word, heir of righteousness in the Hebrew, you know what I mean? It probably just clicks. Okay, verse 8. By faith, Abraham. So, you know, before you had the princes of the power, you had the heirs of righteousness. You know, it says, by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. So through faith, he did these things, man. All right, so the spirit of Yahweh Qam Yahsharahla sent out Abraham, sent out Noah to do the things that they did through faith. Just like Yahweh Qam Yahsharahla sent these damn devils to uncover all of this archaeological evidence to further strengthen our point. Okay? So before Israel was called Israel, they were the heirs of righteousness. You know, the sons of Adam. You know, and then you see how the Lord starts to work with different men. Okay, he was working with Noah directly. He was working with Abraham directly, Isaac. Okay, and then working with Jacob directly. You can see that. Hey, so Lord's will, this video was edifying. Call halal, call halayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Ha-Rakah Kodash. Shema Yahsharahla, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh Achad. Hear, O Israel, our power is one. Alright, and the Lord is allowing us to gather ourselves. Okay, through Him. We're gathering ourselves through Him. The only way that we're able to build up brothers, edify brothers, be edified by our elders is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Qam Yahsharahla. You know, so not only are we princes of the power, but we are heirs of righteousness also. Okay, so just remember that, and remember that as these devils try to demonize us. Okay, our family tries to demonize us. Woman tries to demonize us. The whole world tries to demonize us. Let's not demonize ourselves. All right, and think about what Zechariah said. You know, about about not speaking evil, you know, of your neighbor, which is your brother, your true brother, man. You have your family, which is, you know, relatives. But those are just your relatives. The true family is the hopeful elect, man. That's your true family, the brothers. It's all about the brothers. All right, my battery's getting low. I was going to end this video anyways. But Brock call Akim to you brothers, man. Brock call Akim to you brothers. I can't say that enough. May the Holy Spirit continue to work with you brothers, man. As I, you know, once again, I humbly say that's what I perceive. You know what I mean? And I pray that the Spirit just stays on me to continue to teach and to continue to stay consistent and in line with what the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Qam Yahsharahla, has for His hopeful elect, which is to continue on in the faith and endure all the way up into the end, in which I pray that you brothers out there, you know, you sincere brothers, you sincere sisters are saved, man. All right, so call Akim once again, man. I can't say that enough. Call halal, call halayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Rakah Kodash. Shalom.